So we're just going to start working. Is that
perfect? Start working sounds like a great plan, and I'm so much happier now because when I was like, this is just not right. So perfect. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Sam's taking a test, but I have no knowledge about the subject. Sounds normal. Yeah. 50% chance of getting each of the questions right. What is the probability that Dan gets all 4 questions right? Is that well, right. I didn't realize that. Oh, what the heck did I do? 1 over. So then you're correct. Uh-huh.
Multiply 1 and then
Yes, they do that for distributed property.
No, she's fine.
I can remember anyway, so yeah. This was not bad at all.
All 16 ways the test can go for Dan. Is that what you just did for
I missed it. I think I just missed one.
No.
You're gonna add that one with it and get 6.
Oh, because I mixed, okay, that's why, okay. I need a pencil. So I flipped them around, okay, and then. So what you notice that it's symmetrical?
Well, it also like there's one chance, 1 4, sorry, 1 R 3 4. So those are the ones where they got 1 right or none right.
Oh.
And then there's 1 in, what was it? Getting 2 questions right. So 2 right was, there were 6 out of 16 options. And so, and the 6 R squared, W squared, 6 shows up.
See, I got 7 out of 16. Okay, I got 6 now. I don't know what I was counting before.
Then I moved into 3. And I think I know A, but I don't know B. Because it says 1 out of 4 questions will be picked randomly. And if you got that particular question the teacher picked, or whatever it is, right, then you win the prize. Well, in A, he had exactly 1 question right. What is the probability of winning the big prize? Well, I think it would be 1/4, because he's got 1 out of the 4 that the teacher or the person could pick. And then the I don't know. And on the side it says a tree diagram could help, but there are
That's what I
many
did.
ways to do this.
Kate is about to take the test like Dan, she was guessing. Wouldn't it be the same as his? That was my question. Because when
Well, she could have, if she had 1 question right, could it be like, I don't know if we, like if she had 1 question right, she'd have a 1/4 chance. If she had none of them right, she'd have a 0/4. If she had 2 of them right, she'd have 1/2. I don't know. But I feel like that was better together.
So what I'm thinking is I'm trying to think of how to word this. So like suppose the teacher picks question 3, right? Like how many of our choices got question 3 correct? But it says if he got I think it's still 1 in 16 because it's like a 1/4 chance of her picking that question. It's a 1/4 chance that the question that she picked is the one that
he
Dan got right.
So is that when it's, well, no, on that one, it wouldn't be 1/4 because,
No, I'm saying it's 1/16.
well, no, but can you repeat why?
after the test, it's 1 of the 4 questions. So she's going to pick 4 questions randomly.
It's in line.
Of the 4, she's gonna pick 1.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it'd be 1/4 because they're gonna have 1/4 of a chance and she has half a chance of getting it right.
16? Yeah.
Are you talking about A or
We're still
B?
talking about A.
Oh,
1
for
out of
A?
6. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. It's true. So. Wait, well, can you explain why you think it's 1/16 again?
So the teacher has 4 choices,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then there's 4 possibilities of the if Dan got 1 question right, there's 4 questions he could have gotten right. So it's like, what's the chance that the one that she picks is the same one that he got right?
I don't know.
I knew it had to be more than 1/4 because there's 4 specific ones she's picking. And so I understand what you're
Well,
saying.
there's
I mean,
4 questions. And he's got 1 of them right. And she's gonna pick 1 of those 4.
no, she's
So you
picking.
think it's, yeah.
I thought
So is it still just 1/4?
Well, because I feel like it's irrelevant to how many are options here, because we know he got 1 right. And I feel like we're looking at of the 4 that
Okay,
she's
so-
picking 1 of the 4. He has 1 chance of getting it right and 3 chances of not having that one correct.
Okay, I was looking at it as she's picking 4 questions, and he might not even got one of those 4 right. That's what I was looking at it.
We know he got one right.
He got one of
It says he
one
gets
right.
exactly
Okay.
one question right.
I guess I was looking at that separately from her 4 questions. You know what I'm saying? Like she picked 4
Mhm.
questions randomly. Well, then, yeah, I guess I understand the 1/4 then, because there's only 4
I mean,
options.
I don't know if that's right. I just.
Three.
Because I felt like it was, all of our 16 options are irrelevant in that we know he got one of them right. It could have been the first one. It could have been, if he could have said he got the first one right. There's still a 1/4 chance that the teacher picked that one.
Right.
But I don't know. Because then I moved on to B and I just got it.
Mhm.
So
All
maybe
right,
I'm
Kate's
sure
about to
they.
take the test like Dan. She's guessing and has a 50-50 shot at each question. What is her probability of winning?
So that is that 1/2
Yeah, you're
to the
right.
4th power then?
I was thinking.
Because there's
could
4
it be-
questions.
Is it, when you say condition, is it conditional probability? That, is that when you multiply? It's like if you need this thing to happen and then
Then.
that happens,
Mm-hmm.
like, you're pulling it out of a hat.
Yeah.
Because then like, your teacher says 1/4 chance of picking. They're gonna pick 1 out of 4
Mm-hmm.
and then say whatever one they pick, she has a 1/2 a chance of getting it right. So would that be 1/4 times 1/2, which would be 1/8?
I know, but I guess what I was looking at, she has a 50 times 1/2 times, because there's 4 questions.
The ones, which is the
But we
one.
don't know. I think the teacher's only picking 1.
Right.
So I feel like, I don't know. Wouldn't know or don't know. See, this is what stresses me out. I need to know the answer.
So, or is that like a one? Is that like a 1/8? So here we know that Dan got one question right. For B, is it like, okay, there's a 1/4 chance. So there's like 4 possible questions, and then there's a 50-50 chance that
Mhm.
once I pick that question, there's a 50-50
Yeah.
chance that Kate got it right.
So do you multiply
So
that?
I think
So
you would
that's what I'm
multiply
saying.
that. So I think it would be
1/8.
1/8.
I just didn't take statistics until college. Didn't take it in high school. I don't even remember talking about probability until I went to college. And I can never remember why I didn't have that.
I haven't done anything with probability for many, many years. I mean, I taught it about 14 years ago.
I just get confused as to why it's not in the Big Ideas textbook. Really, all in 6th grade.
Because it's not a 6th grade standard.
But there are forward questions
I know.
on probability and statistics. Like and
I know.
I just find it interesting. Saying about
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, that was off topic. It's just probability. The lady I always plan with, she's always like, we gotta throw probability in there. It's gonna be on the test.
Doing a
It's
warm up.
not a 6th grade standard.
So Chelsea says then we're just setting them up.
I get what you're saying, but then like on the 4th, 6th grade forward, that there's a probability question. His staircase is get larger. Oh.
So Kenosha.
Go back to last time on it. I don't have that stuff.
What did you say?
Just before you go on, I was kind of listening to what you guys were talking about for number 3. And I was going to ask you a quick question. What if she said that because I'm talking about Kate now, so we're talking about the past.
Yep.
And what if she picked like 6 questions instead? Or 1 question? What about Kate's general probability of getting a question correct.
For Kate,
Yeah,
it's still 50-50.
right. So in the first one, we knew that Dan only got one correct. So like, how many would you estimate her to get correct?
She was picking randomly.
If she was randomly doing it, like,
On the form.
So it's just 50. It's just 50-50.
why?
The probably because it doesn't really matter what question the teacher picks. There's an equal probability that she got it right or wrong. So we don't have to worry about the 1/4.
I think
Right.
so, right? What did you, sorry, I was sort of hearing, I think what did you guys, or did you guys come to consensus for part A too?
I think for AWE, I think we decided it was 1/4
That's what
because it was like there was 1/4 of a chance that the question that the teacher picked was the one that Dan got right.
Mhm. So in this case, we don't really
And then in
know.
B, it doesn't matter which. Yeah, and then B, it doesn't matter which one the teacher picked. It's 50-50 regardless. Does that makes sense.
Oh, sorry, Julie, I turned you guys off.
Okay, so for A, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter which one Dan got right. What matters is which one the teacher picks.
Mm-hmm.
In B, it doesn't matter which one the teacher picks. It's whether or not Kate got it right or wrong.
So it's 50-50 no matter what.
That makes sense.
What a different thing. Cool. Really cool.
Staircase. Odds. Just the staircase that they're talking about.
The staircase is back.
What do you notice? What do you wonder? Some of them didn't. Some of them
It was plus 0. Let me say the proportion. Covers around 0.6.
Yep.
Just real quick.
So random one question, so one in four. I think it's exactly one question. That's what
That's a staircase. So do you figure it's about 600?
That's what I would-
your
be.
guess?
Yeah.
Right?
like she's
Because it's another and scenario, right? Like they choose his their questions he got right. And wait, they choose a question and it's
So second question, I got 3,074.44.
Yep.
So, when we had a number of, how is in the staircase area?
You're just adding up the,
is it a straight one in four?
you're just adding 1 through 100.
Oh, which is, isn't that 100 times?
Isn't it?
Oh, wait, there.
Maybe
There.
because
Okay.
Yep.
I mean it's like a
You did a proportion, I did 3,044 times 101 and divided by 100.
lottery ticket. Four raffle tickets going.
So what is 101 divisible by?
What's the probability
Not
that the whole
I think it is.
One of the questions.
I want to say it is.
Yeah, yeah, I think you're right. Find out.
Well,
Seems like.
well, it doesn't say how many questions. Right.
Yes. 101 is prime.
See? I suppose.
I can't think of any of the prime numbers that would go in there.
Okay, and so we put a dot wherever, so prime numbers, so 101 would have 100 dots, right? So, yes, these prime numbers have all the dots except for.
Yeah.
So I would add 100 dots.
It sounds like they're suggesting another.
I would add 101 to the area.
And you're maybe expanding on whether or not it's her.
Huh?
That man, boy.
What?
She just answered the question. But I get where you're coming from. Using what we know.
Well,
That's what it says to do.
It says use this number to calculate the number and proportion of dots. So I see proportion. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to use a proportion.
But you have to calculate the proportion.
Well, I figured if you have 100
The
steps,
assumption that it's close to 0.
Well, no, you're supposed to use that there's 3,044 dots
Yeah.
and
right?
100 steps.
So then I put 100 is to 3,044 as 101 is to X, and I use the proportion.
But that's
So-
not,
That's, yeah, I get what you're saying. I get you.
I don't know why not. I just use a proportion.
So the dot.
No, but you're
codes,
finding
two
the
numbers have
proportion.
No common.
you're not
factor.
using the proportion. You're
So that means
calculating a proportion.
We would take
Oh, then I don't know.
dots for 101. We would take the 3,044 and add 100
Mm-hmm.
because this, since it's prime, this whole thing would get filled in.
Except for the 101. So there's 100 and dot. There's 100 dots. Yeah.
So wasn't
get
there a
you.
problem set for the dots were like in different places, like some of them had space?
So then for the proportion,
Yes.
you have to find the area, which would be the 5,050.
Plus 101.
Mhm.
Covered in dots.
It's going to do something weird when you get to prime numbers. Right? It's like it's gonna jump up because the number of
We were
dots we're adding
low.
is almost equal to the number of
It was like the one that was fully covered. I think we did create some sort of expression, but then when it got to there were missing pieces.
to the increase in the area.
Yeah, I couldn't tell because the only prime numbers we had on that original was
Yeah.
yeah, it does look that way.
Because like from
It's
4
just
to
hard tell.
5,
It's like the first 3 prime numbers, excluding 1, are all 0.667.
but then
you go down to
5,
6, then you go down, then you jump back up. It kind of fluctuates because 9 was 0.622.
what was it?
It's 0.622.
622. I didn't have that written down.
Must have done my math. Because I had 28 dots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's not on the paper, so we shouldn't stress about it.
Well, it's like for your grade for
Right up, let's try and go up to the 7th row.
explosives. I don't remember this because I was studying.
Oh, this is such an easy one. It's not even making analyze it. You should have to make it out.
The number that adds to your previous
Oh, I
number.
wish the wrong had Fibonacci sequence on it.
There you go, Pascal's triangle. That one row is 1, 4, 6, 4, 1, which came out of that first one. Sorry, it's a little over eager.
Oh, the first one on another page.
That first problem, where I like, yeah. Chelsea, there you go. That one was wrong.
X is not.
Today was a fight in the science room during one. And I guess a lot of my kiddos who are my A2 and my core were in there. Because between my second hour class and my enrichment class, I had like 15 phone calls from either the dean's office or the
Oh,
principal
jeez.
needing a child, or bringing the child back. I'm just like, you guys know I'm supposed to be teaching, right?
That's always fun.
Some of it, they all knew we were maps testing. So every time the phone rang,
Jeez.
All right, that's the 7th row.
Yes.
Key
There's a
number
formula.
and throw Pascal's triangle.
For that sequence,
So this sequence, when it's like.
so 3,
6.
0, or hold on, I get myself a little note. Row.
What is that and what is K and how does that
It says
three?
K number, so K is the number across, and it's the row. I just rewrote it. I don't like anything.
So
Row.
K is row 3.
This was 4 times 3.
So why is that 3 and 0? So if that's row 0.
So it's row 3, 1, 2, 3.
So we'll look at
Oh, and then you go across from K to 0. So the very first in row 3 is a 1.
So you're in row 3 and how do you get 0?
It's that number right there. So you go down 3
Mm-hmm.
and you go over 0. So you're right here. So that's
So
a
it's
1.
1. So if you go down
Down
3
and you
and
move
go
over
over
one.
1, then you're at 3.
Yeah. Why is it? What's G? Why do you go with Greta? Who's Greta?
you know, somebody's always on call.
4, 2,
4.
that's not mine.
Helps them not be afraid.
Oh, nope, you're right. I think. Yep, 500.
I started with 5,000. Forgot the 0, so significant error.
See where you got Greta from. I was like, what? So
Answer, but
I don't know how. There's some pattern. That's
1, 2, 3, 4. Add 1 plus 4.
So
Well, yeah, obviously, because we had 16 on there. So it was- One, two,
Because unless it's referring that's the case, then it's also hard.
I hear it on.
Yeah.
um,
Mm-hmm. And they had
20,
Okay. Well, 100 steps. Steps.
equivalent to 101 steps over X.
This is making me want to write fractions over and over again, and it's irritating. I keep wanting to add one.
How do we?
Man, it's flipping a coin again.
So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at Pascal's triangle. Is there a reason, like, if you're looking at it, you know, the row of 7 is
Mhm.
all divisible by 7,
Mm-hmm.
and the row of 8 has a bunch of them that are divisible. Isn't 56? Is that 7 or is that 8?
I got that an 8.
I know, but is that
But it's
divisible
7
by
times
7?
8.
Oh,
So that's 7 there, and then like the 5 is divisible by 5.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're adding numbers, so it's just random that it's like that. Or I mean, there's a math reason.
Magic.
very
Five questions.
Oh, okay. I thought that was. I wasn't sure what was going on there. Yeah. Okay, I see it now. I mean, it doesn't feel wrong.
That's just like good math is just not the right.
You learned something. The brain was working. This like feedback is so important. Pascal's triangle up here.
Well, don't you? Can you for 8b? Can't you use
First.
the triangle, and wouldn't it be the second number over?
Is that what the
So
point
it'd be
is?
10. The one they said, you know, what we've learned before. Because if you you have 1 out of 25 to get
Mm-hmm.
1 right. I mean, all of them right. 5 out of 25 to get 1. 10 out of 25 to get 2. I'm doing what we did the last time.
Yeah. So there's 25% of your flips will have no heads.
1, 2.
50% will have 1, and 25% will have 2 heads.
1, 3. 1, 3.
Can you say that again?
2.
Or did you have 50 in there? Oh, wait, never
We'll have
mind.
1, right? So
4.
1 out of 4. So it's the second
Are you
row of the
talking-
triangle.
Are you talking about number 9?
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
you're talking
sorry.
about number 8. I was really
Oh, I thought you were
confused.
talking about 9. Sorry.
Oh, 8B.
We did one of those.
Getting exactly 2 of the
Yep.
questions right.
Right? It's 10.
Mhm.
More.
Came out of the
So
triangle.
using
Yep.
the Pascal's triangle.
Yep.
You come over.
Those, one of those is this.
Okay.
Triangle.
Sorry.
I've done it.
It's online. Week Against Racial Math
Yes.
has one of the lessons
Yes.
for high school is you've got gaps in this. And they.
Isn't that what working substituted?
And there's like the ones they've chosen. They'll see right away if there's a one missing down the side. So they right away. And then you'll see things. This will be one back here. This to A. But then they'll like they can't figure out if there'll be a match in parallel. They can't figure it out. But there's a couple that they can't. They'll think they see the pattern and they don't. Discussions. Well, not everybody gets it. Most of them eventually get there. Or they think of a partner or something. You're so excited when you see it. And then there's
So what were you saying about the one heads, two heads, and three heads? One heads, two heads, and three heads. No heads, one heads, and two heads. When she was talking about 8, you were talking about the heads.
Yeah. So if I'm thinking about flipping 2 coins, right? That's the
Yeah,
second.
That's the second.
That's the second row. So this is the probability of those outcomes, right? I can get.
one head.
So I have one chance of getting no heads. I have 2 chances out of 4, right? There's
Mhm.
4 options total.
Right.
One that's no heads, 2 that's one head, one that's 2 heads.
2 heads. So that's where they're going back to Pascal's triangle.
So then for B, are we like, then would it be approximately 25% of the 60 would have no heads?
Mhm.
So 25% of 60 would be 15.
Yep, that's what I thought.
Okay.
So K
Mm-hmm.
in the nth row. So 3 would be the third row. Equals 1. So the first number
let's go 0.
Oh,
Number 10
I suppose.
is like the
One.
So
I don't know. When I think of a 1/3 chance, I think of rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
How that game is played.
So this one is 1.
So
4 is 1. So that's that. Plus 4.
I like this. Lisa studies a little for the true false test.
Oh, yeah.
So the probability of getting the question right is 169, not 0.5.
11. 15.
If you guys have pictures, don't forget to send them to me.
So wouldn't it just be 0.69?
I think so.
Okay. It's not just for B, it's not just B.
That's what I was thinking.
It's in the neat, so
Seems
it's
too
supposed to
easy.
be harder.
I know it seems too easy.
I don't sound like-
So 8. 1, 0, 7,
What is the probability that an integer picked from 1 to n is square free if n is 10? Oh boy.
That one was fun.
That's why B was so easy.
All 5 questions, right? Getting exactly 2 questions.
So
You'll probably be better off working with technology. Oh, look at that. The time is stood still.
yeah.
In the middle of SSR right now.
You too.
Dread SSR. I just for some reason, I want children to be silent 15 minutes after lunch.
I know.
Oh, yeah, that's great. We all want
Yeah, they do. No square factor is greater than 1.
So,
No square factor is greater than 1.
so the square factors. In that case, are 4, 9.
But then you also couldn't have 8. Right? Because 8 has a square factor.
So we want the numbers no square factors.
So an integer is square free if it has no square factors greater than 1. So what's the probability?
Between 1 and
So we
10.
have 3
Three
that are
numbers.
squares or that are not square free.
So out of 10.
So you're saying 4, 8, and 9 are not square free.
Yep.
So we have 1, pick from 1 to n. So we have 1, 2, 3, 5. I was wondering. It says from 1 to n.
This is greater than 1.
Oh, greater than
So
1.
one number.
So I think 1
That's-
counts.
So that's 7 out of 10.
I think so.
So the ones that would, I'm just gonna keep it. So it would be all of the ones that are multiples of 4. To multiples of 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you do like a problem of elimination.
I was wondering.
So-
That's even less.
What should use technology for age 16?
Oh, yeah.
Should I have known that because 100 divided by 4 is 25?
I was afraid my brain was gonna. I needed to write them out so that I knew like I was gonna do my 9s, but I want to make sure. I mean, I know there's some math you could do to do process of elimination, but I don't really have that brain capacity today. 736. I'm gonna cross that out because it's already used.
$72.
You know, use
Yeah.
72, 81,
Yeah.
99. So then the next square is 9. Is 3, 4, 5s. Right?
25.
So 5, 10, already, no, it's not. 5, 10. I'm
Right.
sorry, I did that
But
wrong.
5, yeah.
I did that wrong.
So it would be 25.
Yeah, all at the top I wrote like,
4, 9. Right.
so it would be 5, but we're not gonna count 5.
Right. But it would be 25.
25.
And And then 50.
50, 75, 100.
And
But
also,
there's, so that's
Um,
six or
So after 25 minutes, 6 times
It's
6.
36, which we already have.
Slow that one.
And 72, which we already have.
Well, yeah, 36. So then we're at 49.
how many total different possibilities are there?
And then what is that?
Anymore?
98.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
That's what I skipped right. So this is
Yeah.
4.
98. Which we haven't used yet.
So then 64,
Which is already used.
which we already
So it's a
have.
4.
And then 81, which we've already done.
used. And then after that, it's 100. Which we already
Yeah.
used. So these all have factors that are square. So that's how many? 1, 2, 3.
Because it's every way to combine two possibilities 4 ways. And it's 2 to the 4. So
Did
2
you
to
go-
the 5th, so there should be, are there 32
Mhm.
ways here?
I counted 30. I didn't do this, but I counted 32 when it was exactly 5 questions, right?
So I think there's 32 combinations. So
I think there's about
I
11.
got 62.
11, not 52.
Oh, you got 38,
No.
so that would be 62.
Oh,
See,
the other way. Yeah.
so-
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I know.
so those are the ones that aren't, so your 38
Are the ones that
are
have.
not
I
square
thought
free.
you said you
Right.
And
counted
my, no,
62.
No.
I was like, I
So-
didn't have any other paper.
No heads.
So then that's 62 out of 100. With the
Yeah.
probability.
I think so.
mm-hmm.
Which is 31 over 50.
Yeah. 0.62.
Yeah,
I'm 62 under it.
yeah, 0.62. There we go again.
So obviously there has to be a mathematical.
Yeah, I was thinking the
way
same
to
thing.
this, 'cause
So
A
here's,
was 0.7.
so here's
then.
how I thought about it. So I said, all right, so if I look at ones that are between 1 and 0, 1/4 of the numbers have a factor of 4, right? So that means 3/4 of them don't have a factor of 4, right?
Okay, right.
Then out of those 3/4 that are left, 1/9 of them have a factor of 9.
Mhm.
So 8/9 of them don't have a factor of 9.
Okay.
So if I take 3/4 times 8/9, you actually get 2/3. And I said, okay, well, 2/3 of 100, let's say that's 66.
Of course.
And then I don't have to worry about 16 because that's multiple of 4. So then I have to subtract off 25. I'm not going to worry about 36 because that's a multiple of 9 and I've already taken care of that one. And then 49 and then I have to subtract, I have 25 and 50
Mhm.
and then
75.
so this should be 67. Is that right? 67, sorry. And then so 25, 50, 75 and then 49, 64 is already taken care of and 81 is taken care of. Nope, and 49 times 2 would be 98.
Yeah.
So you get 62.
Oh,
I wonder. I'm curious. I kept. So if I did 3/4 times 8/9, I'm not gonna worry about 16. Then I said there were 22 out of 25, right? No,
Oh wait, don't you have to take
no,
instead of multiply by 8/9, don't you have to take your 3/4 and times it by your 1/9? Because 1/9.
no, because I'm finding how many are square free. So 1/9 aren't square free. So 8 are square free. So this would be
But don't move the.
so. How does that work for 20?
I feel like you struggle where they doubled it.
Yeah.
But this is I've already taken out. And that's why, because I'm counting the ones that aren't, I don't have to worry about the double dipping.
That's true. But then no, but what I mean is like. Okay. 8, 9. I don't know. So, is it 8 out of 9? Oh, wait. Why is it? Can you tell me why you did? Never mind. I guess I'm struggling with the probability of those are not divisible by 4. It's like that whole list.
So 1/4 of the numbers are going to be
1/4
divisible by
They're
4.
gonna be divisible by
So
4.
3/4 of the
aren't.
numbers aren't divisible by 4.
But then, so I mean, this might be a stupid question. So then, 8/9 of the overall numbers are not divisible by 9. Not divisible.
Correct. Yep.
So does that mean of that subset of 3/4, also 8/9 of them are not divisible by 9? Does that? I guess I'm trying to decide if it applies in that 3/4 setting. That's where I'm struggling.
Yes, that's the way I.
She's stepped away.
Oh.
But is that accurate?
Well, because I'm like looking at my list, and of the ones that are divisible, that are factors of 9, we've cut out 2. But then when I count 1, 2, 3, 10, that's 10 numbers. I cut out 8 or 2 of them. How to multiply to get 62, 62, 2 and 31. I struggle with words for technology.
Oh yeah. It sounds like though in the last vote there was a stipend voted for that's like state stipend, but for the middle school. So I might have some. I know for all that, all those hours that I've already put in, it would be nice. But yeah, we have a competition on Tuesday. Not Tuesday, sorry. Why did I say Tuesday? It is Tuesday today. Friday. So this week. And then we have another one coming up in February. And then we are taking a team to like the regionals, so we can like to some other states like Oklahoma. That's not just in the TPS district. It's going pretty well. We're doing pretty well with the topic. It's like all about should we
But then
U.S. decrease or stop arms sales completely to foreign countries,
so when I'm going back through here,
like
so
Iran.
when I'm looking at C, so now I'm thinking like you don't have to worry about 144,
Yeah,
right? Because that's a multiple of
some
4.
of the arguments that have
So
been
we
made.
would have already counted those,
Really a tough subject for seventh graders.
right? So I need 13,
I'm like, that's already over my own.
7, right? Do you,
Yeah, no, you're right.
okay. So I need to worry about that. 225, I've already counted. 256, I would have already counted.
The next one, next year might be about like global warming.
What's the square of 14?
196.
15.
That concept today.
225.
Just the whole international.
And divisible by 25, so we already used that.
Yep.
I mean,
So I think it's only going to end up being the prime
I couldn't imagine
squares
Okay.
that we have to worry about.
their parents or but theirs was much different than what it looks like today. And you put in the whole like issueness around gas and goods, and it just gets even more complicated.
So, and then 1,000 divided by 13. So it goes in 76 times.
What goes in?
So like I guess I was thinking of if I had to add to my list, the
Mm-hmm.
numbers would be all of the ones in the row of 13.
Basically paleo, so I mean
Correct?
real
So like when we went down the multiples of 100, I'm sorry, the multiples of 139.
brain
169.
Sorry, yeah.
boys.
I knew that now after you said it. So how many times does 169 go into 1,000? Would be how many would be
But
minutes?
trying to figure out why I decided to feel a lot of
So it goes in
forcing
5 times.
sometimes better.
I said 14.
Sister Mom, and she's always been very.
And the next one is
17.
17, which that can only go in. Does that even go in 4 times?
That was now.
Goes in 3 times. But what did we have to take out?
But
That's
she's always around four.
Okay. 18 would be done already.
Yep.
And then we have 19.
It's just going to be twice, right?
Yeah.
oh my god.
And that never cleared up when we ended up in urgent care, and they called it acute bronchitis. And then now,
What's the next
we
one?
did one again,
23.
and did the next thing, chest X-ray. And I said, well, it's bronchitis.
I was figuring 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, the rest will just be. So then
She needed it.
30 less than 1,000. Yeah,
What's the next one number?
She works out.
29.
College student. She,
Right, so we have 20,
Oh, that goes in there 1 time.
that's much.
41.
29, 30. We don't have to worry about, and then 31.
We gotta take the breathing treatments, inhalers.
And then the next one would be
31. Oh,
after
yeah.
31 is,
But she can't
I
get
know it didn't fit.
So 37.
So,
Yeah.
different kind of inhaler, all the stuff, and then practitioner stuff. I'm gonna do a chest X-ray. They should have done one last week. Urgent care, and they did, because I don't hear anything that sounds like tuberculosis. Sure, they're breaking. She goes, oh, that's
So that would mean we have 5,
no, no.
8, 9, 10. Is it odd that we don't have one that we had before?
Seniors, it goes much
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
and she goes, I'm like,
Did we do
Yeah, that's what I was
120?
thinking. You have
What about
5, 2, 1.
121? Did we do that?
11.
drop classes.
No.
Because you're failing, because you can't.
That would also be
18 hours is too much.
1,
And then you're back in school next fall
Yeah.
for a semester, not, you know, for,
8 times.
not,
yeah,
not,
8.
those are tiny school now, so. Somebody in every class she's gonna have it, she's got her friends, they're like, well, this is a good lady to talk to, and, you know, professors will all be fine.
+1, +1.
But that's what I texted her. Sister, I said, okay, we know the antibiotics, because now she's on another. That's up her gut, so. That's a treatment. So that's what we need to send her back to school with, so that
That means we would take her,
her like insides all normal.
So 83.
All the drugs.
what would that be, 30?
But she's turned 7.
No, so we want the ones that are square free, right? So earlier we
Oh, yeah,
added
you
up
took-
all these, so we have 38 plus 21,
She teaches tennis.
right? Am I doing that right?
Mhm.
9. So we have 59 half squares.
She was hardcore on.
So then we do 1,000 minus it. 59. That doesn't make sense.
But it's all that Anna.
141.
No, because I think we have to do. So I was thinking, so it's still like that 2/3.
Yeah.
She's like.
Hmm.
Right? So it's still 2/3 of the, to count because we didn't count all of the multiples of like all the multiples of 4 and all the multiples of 9.
There's no lunch meat, there's no bread.
And then we'd have to keep going.
Not even cheese anymore. But she was lost. Wait.
I got you.
Do you know what I mean?
Just have to pay attention to that.
And-
Well, then can we do?
Pretty good, like consistent with it. Like the last time I was really good with people were teaching when I had time and didn't need to emotionally snack. I lost like 50 pounds on it. Now I'm back up like 20 of that.
So of the 1,000,
So the last two days,
750
but I don't know
not divisible
where
by 4.
that
Mhm.
And then of that 750,
freaking day.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
9 so that
The brink I don't over.
because
Everything else is
or maybe it is
always like alive. So and I wasn't be until probably 20 years ago.
because I can't be 8 ninths because we already pulled out the ones that are divisible by 9 and 4. So I think that puts a factor.
My daughter's 4.
I think if you look at it on, like I hit my 9 from 9 to 99, right? 2 of the 10 numbers are also divisible by.
Stop and you lose it. Don't
Or
get
what's that thing where
50 or 100 pounds because that's when it's like
It gets impossible.
just like hard. Yeah.
how many are divisible by 4 and 9? Isn't that like 1/4?
You're like, part of it. Some practitioners like that. It's a really heavy dose. We're gonna get one.
So 136 of them.
I guess I'm struggling with what's the probability of them being divisible by 4 and 9? Because we gotta subtract that out. I only want to take 750.
She's crying.
Because
It's like they're really close.
Well, it'd be 136.
that means 1 out of 36. Yeah. So that would mean 1 out of 36 are
It's just
4 and 9. So 35 out of 36.
cheeseburger tomorrow. It's like, come on, I'm okay. It just feels bad.
I mean, I kind of feel okay.
I know. Well,
There were definitely days that I was crying too.
okay.
60 independent two flip sequences. So we need 2 flip sequences. No hidden.
So then that means we have to take our 8 ninths that are supposedly not divisible by 9
The sequences.
and subtract the.
So then you'd have to, so it would really be, so you'd have like 2/3 and then you'd have to subtract the 136th from that. because those are the ones that you
And
counted.
where did the 2/3 come
Twice.
from again?
So that was the 3/4 times
Oh,
the
times
8 nines.
8 nines.
Okay. So, okay. So then that's ends up being 24, 36.
120.
So 23, 36
6
of the
yeah.
1,000
That was 1,000.
is divisible by. Okay.
So, what about it was, if you're gonna pick a random 2-flip sequence.
I'm sorry, those are the ones that
Those are square free.
Those 2 flips. You're gonna have the same combinations you have in the 2 flips.
Which is 638.
It just didn't seem like to make a difference if it was. You're gonna have 2 flips.
I'm struggling with.
Pull out 2 of them.
We had 3/4 of them not. Then we took 8 ninths of those.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't feel like I can subtract 136 from that. I feel like I want to take
2-flip sequence.
8 ninths minus 136
As if you flipped any.
and then multiply that by 3/4.
Flip is a independent. Doesn't matter what.
Because
Falls every time.
what we're doing right now is we're taking our 3/4, our say our 750 not divisible by 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I'm taking 8 ninths of that and I get a number, and now I'm subtracting.
All right, so neat. So make a game. About 1/3 likely to be 1. Explain clearly how to use and what the winning condition is.
Because you're subtracting the ones you counted twice, which would be 36 and the 72.
Roll a die if it comes up.
I guess I'm struggling with we're like doing the opposite. Like, we're taking how many are divisible, we are taking how many
Are not.
are not. And I guess that's where I'm getting confused with
1/3 likely.
now I'm subtracting 136 of them. I don't know.
They tell me about rolling a die, that's all.
Spinning a spinner.
There we go. Spinner.
Okay.
Spinner that has how many numbers? There's 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
3 equal areas. Equals.
So do we actually need
Said that we're comment on Slack. So let's see.
Studies little for a true or false test. The opener. That her probability of getting each question right is
So,
Studies just a little bit for the true or false test. So that are proper.
Oh, hold on a minute.
Okay, so it moves up
1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5.
69% chance.
so we decided
Where there 13
4-question test.
Of the 7.
So we
of the
just
7s. It's 1,000 divided by 49, right?
No.
No.
69% chance. Getting
What is-
The one that we did wasn't right.
And how many 25s? Oh, but you know what? Okay. But every
But you get to a certain point.
fourth one of those, right? So I can do 49, 98, and then whatever 49 times 3 is.
147.
each one of those questions is chosen.
So I
Right,
have
but-
20 and I have to take 4 of those don't work. But every
I think 5 of them don't,
This is probably crazy, but
right? Because I can't do 196. I already, right, is
Yeah.
1
but every 9.
is,
Yeah, but then every
there's a 1 in 14.
9th
1 in
I would have used 2
questions are chosen. So we choose question
because
then there's a 69%.
if I go out,
mm,
so of those 20 that don't work,
25,
5 don't work.
and then your condition.
Every 4th doesn't work.
So
And -1. What number do we want to get? 13.
I think it's 13.
we are just doing stat. You do the probability of A giving you 7 first. So the probability of question it being the right answer, given that question 1 is chosen. The chosen. Look at that. It's the union. The union of 2, which is chosen. And we're supposed to divide by the probability of the first what happened. So that makes sense. That's the
Well, that doesn't work for the simple fact that when we get 4,
Then be 1/2 times 1/4. Right?
if we did the math right, not she, it should only be 55.
that's right.
I'm gonna see. I mean, some people have it easy, so.
I mean, I see it, I just
What is the probability? So making each question right is P.
Well, after that, then it would be. That way. Let's work it out. Nothing to work out the other way.
It is 13 though.
Where did I go get that? Oh, I know why. I forgot about 9
Nine.
and 18.
18. Yep.
Move it on to 12.
I think so.
Okay.
That sounds solid to me, so I'm convinced.
Sit for yourself.
But then what does that mean for 25? It would have to be
Well,
1.
This is your side.
Oh, right there. No square factors. Great
okay. So 25,
squares in the back.
50,
9.
75,
So you're finding
100.
factors
Hundreds we've
and the ones that can be squared.
already taken off, right?
Art square?
Yeah.
Art squares.
That are squares.
Yeah.
So out of 10, it would be 4 and 9 that you pick out, right?
Yes.
So that would be 2 out of 10.
Okay. 225 is a perfect square, so that one's gone.
You know, which way? Are we reading
Oh, what is the probability that you would pick from one
And that's
square?
2,
Okay, so you're right. It's the other way around. So it would be 8 out of
which
10.
is
You're picking it up
225.
Mhm.
So that's already crossed off.
Or we could say that was like 4/5. Right?
that? No square factor. So 4 goes away. 8 goes away too, doesn't it?
Oh, because their factors are.
Yeah, because you've got 4, then you've got 2.
25.
Oh,
5, 15, 5, 75. So these are all
That might my understanding.
625, the perfect square.
Yeah, it is.
Square free. No square factor. 30 is square free. And it's 6 times 5. 1, 2. Where are the factors? 1, 2.
Wait, why you cross out 625?
Because it's a perfect square. 25 times 25.
Okay, sorry.
But 60 isn't. 60 would
So that's not a new one that we're.
60.
But I thought we crossed out. Yeah. Is it? Oh, it's divisible by.
It would have already been.
60.
What number?
Or no.
we crossed? It wouldn't, because 25 is the one we
Oh,
wouldn't
okay,
have included
that's-
it later. It's the first
Right.
time occurrence
Gotcha.
of it.
So same thing with 225, right?
Yeah,
That
we have
stays
to
there.
include it because
Okay.
we haven't just.
925,
exclude it
9,
later.
50, 975, and then 1,000. All right. So this was 9. This 225
That was
was a
the ninth
multiple of
one.
9.
Oh,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
9.
9. Which makes sense.
900, yeah.
So how many is that? 1, 2, 3. Oh, 16. 25 times 16 is 400.
Yeah.
because 16 every fourth one.
Yep.
But I'm just like,
Times
Yeah, you're
14,
right.
so we eliminate
Okay.
all factors.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28.
Three. But I'm just saying, when you get to the fours, it's not gonna work. But let's think.
This is
So, okay, so every fourth number. So
But there is a 28 in the triangle.
I think there's a 28 in me somewhere.
it's fine.
That's it.
What you say, if you eliminate all the factors of 4, what would 4 be? You're going to eliminate 25.
It's not that I don't want it to be there. No, it can't work when you get to the fours.
24, 32, 640. So out of 40,
Because that would mean that there's like 55 ones.
for every 20, there's
55.
12, 16, 20.
Yeah.
Every 20, so there's 5 sets of 20.
How many fives?
So this is-
That would be 4 times. Nothing. I was thinking. That was wrong.
645. What to do this? 63.
Well, now that we know 13, can't we do?
So
And then any of the, there's, do they have anything?
I guess that goes back to.
No.
So then 16. All taken care of there. Yes.
I don't know. I'm just not confident of this 3/4 times 8 nines minus 136. My brain is stuck on it.
Six. So that'd be 36, 72,
because then we know all the other ones that we need to take away from that.
I know that, but I guess, and I get that, but that's where I need to feel confident in that one idea. And I just. So I have 3/4 of them are not divisible by 4. And then of that 3/4, I want to figure out which ones are only divisible by 9. I mean, are not divisible by 9.
So that's
So I feel like
so then
in any case, 89, 8/9 of any 100 numbers
That
should
would
not be divisible by 9.
Well, 8/9 of all the numbers are not
All the
divisible by
numbers, yeah.
9.
But then
So do we
I feel
multiply?
like we want to take our 3/4 and figure out how many. I don't know. I just feel like that 8/9 minus that 136 doesn't work because of how we're kind of doing like the reverse. But I don't know why.
Okay, so what if we did, all right, so if we have 3/4 of the numbers, and then we know that 1/9 of those
we expand that to 1,000.
But that's not right either, because you have some numbers that are
That's where-
multiples of 9 and 30.
So I feel like, yeah, we need to find the probability of numbers that are divisible by 9 and not by 4. I think we gotta take our 3/4 and multiply it by the reverse of that. So like how many numbers are strictly divisible by 9? The probability of being divisible by 9, but not 4.
It's smaller, doesn't it?
So if you're divisible, 1/9 of the numbers are divisible by 9. And what's the probability that you're divisible by?
Yeah.
Is 136.
136.
So don't we take 1/9 minus 136, which is 4/36 minus 136. So 3/36. So 3/36 of all numbers are strictly divisible by 9.
So 10 times 10 is 100.
So that would mean 33/36 are not.
10 times 11 is 120.
So of the ones that are divisible by 4,
4.
36 should be not divisible by
So of that 3/4, so you want to do 3/4 times
33/36.
36.
I don't know why. Makes me feel a little better about myself.
Squared,
But,
13 squared would have to count for. 14 squared is eliminated. We've already taken care of it.
Your battery is running low. Oh, is that where she went?
I think so.
I didn't even realize it. Oh,
It's just we usually take a break during this time. Do we miss it?
we did. Yeah, because it's 6:35. She might have told us to take a break and I missed that somehow.
Okay, so to 1,000, these are the only. All of these are- So 121 would occur. 21, 240, 89.
But 33/36 is actually bigger than 8 nines.
I don't. It is slightly bigger. So wait. So of those, So I guess of those that are not divisible by 4,
So
should the probability of those not divisible by 9 be greater or less than?
Oh, yeah.
How does,
Oh, yeah. There wouldn't be any.
I don't know if it should be bigger or if it should be smaller.
Yes. Dang it. Up to 1,000. So these are the new ones. We have to still do these. But if we do
What about,
4, 9, 25, 49, 2,000, that's all we'll have to do.
um,
We know it's
so I was wondering, like, if you could pick out a pattern and make this go like faster, right? So this one,
could we do,
12%. So I would predict that maybe a 12% change would happen.
so we know 750 numbers are not,
460.
well, there's 250 numbers that are divisible by 4.
down, doesn't it?
Could we do what's the probability, or how many numbers are divisible by?
I like that better.
Because it feels a little bit faster than
What if we kept it out of 36,
hearing, and we're talking about probability, right?
right? So out of 30,
Like,
so if I'm thinking of the numbers 1 through 36,
Yeah.
right?
I'm trying to think like a
Keep going.
statistician.
And I just keep going. And I keep going and going. And that was like not the right way to go. Because then I was like, Lord. Okay. Well, I think this is good. I think we should go on because I like Barry's.
Did you?
Yes.
Isn't there another math?
Okay, so 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36. And then I have 9, 18, 27,
Yeah, I thought I saw
36. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
So we're going to do a federal marching.
24 to 36, which is 2/3.
There was one coming up that had been scheduled. Which means so they're well.
No, 2/3. And then did you still want to take away 136 then?
I don't
Or
know.
just
I don't think we.
2/3
I don't
because
think we
you've
have
already-
to. I think it's just
right.
2/3.
The last thing.
Okay.
So then do you do 2/3 of 1,000 then?
Mm-hmm.
F5. The fairy sequence.
Okay. I guess you're right.
This is the first time I'm hearing of these.
I hate all this.
Which was back to
It's
0.67?
But then we have to include the
And then we have to.
include the 25s. and the 30s on here.
So then we were able. We just counted. We were just able to count those. So then we just have to. So we start with our
All fractions
667
inclusive
numbers,
with
and then
the
we just subtract all of those.
5. And it's written in inclusive order with all fractions.
0.6.
Repeating, but can't.
Right.
I
So would you say 667 then?
grayed out F6, F7, F8.
And then what do we have left over? This is 41, 49, 54, 57, 59, 60, 61, 62.
All right, everybody. Hi again. Glad to see you. I am. I'm Carrie. I'm Carrie. Can't you tell? You know, I've been sitting here listening to you. It's been a lot of fun to listen to you. For those who I haven't met, my name is Matt, and I'm part of the project team that has put MIST together. And Carrie and I have known each other for going on 10 or 12 years now. So I'm so glad you guys get to work with her because she is awesome. I don't know if you saw her note, but she had, her husband got stuck at work, and so she had to take their child to basketball, and in that process, things got all messed up. She had some tech issues. So I am going to close this out tonight. And any resounding questions that you have about the mathematics right now, I'm not sure I can answer them, but maybe you guys can talk to each other about it.
I don't know. I don't think we have anything in particular.
I don't think we do.
And that's okay too.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything that I think that was Julie, right?
Yes.
Anything from Kenosha and you guys?
It was Kenosha.
I have anything.
Oh, okay. So that was Kenosha. So now, Julie, do you guys have anything? Tulsa, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we do.
Okay. Yeah, it's so Carrie asked me to say a couple of things. One is she's really sorry about the glitchy start and really sorry about the tech difficulties and having to abandon you guys tonight. She didn't abandon you, but you know, she wasn't able to stay on as she would have liked. And then and then that was it. We're gonna end a little bit early because you guys didn't take a break, and so we want to just get that time back to you. And then she said we'll see you in February. I don't know when your next session is scheduled, but I hope you do.
There's not another one.
Oh.
in January?
No, I think we have another one in 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Do we?
In 2 weeks. Okay. I'll make sure that
Yep.
she heard you say that.
28th.
The 28th?
I can find my
Okay.
copy.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Matt.
February.
Yeah, thank you guys. Have a good rest of the night, and
No,
we'll perhaps see you again sometime.
or the
Just can't get one out of my head.
I think it's funny that it always